What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft with me, your boy Iggy, and today we got some fun stuff planned. Well, fun, more like tedious, but I figured we would start off the episode by going and having a gander down at our glow squid farm. I've been attempting AFKing up here in the original spot that I had planned, like from the get-go to AFK at, and actually like did the measurements from that spot to lay out the farm and everything, as opposed to down here where I had AFK'd last time, which was right here in this little hidey hole. But I noticed that even AFKing just for a short period of time higher up seems to be working a lot better. So we're actually getting closer to the rates that we're supposed to be getting now in the farm, which is fantastic. This thing is just chugging right along. So this is great to see. It means that I definitely lit up the water and got rid of the water that was kind of around the general area. So that's good to see. Always nice to see when your farms are working properly. But the thing I figured we would work on today was what I had originally planned to go here, just further down, which was a simple slime farm. And we are going to be using another design by Logicalgeekboy from his Simply Minecraft series. However, this particular chunk, which I can show you here with the chunk borders, it's a little wonky depending on where you're standing, but this chunk right here actually overlaps with the glow squid farm that we've got down here. So basically the chunk would kind of be this one right in this area, and this thing needs to be built at Y20 to 28. So that kind of put that chunk out of... took that one away as an option. However, if we go back down through our little underground tunnel system that we've got over here that connects up all of our buildings, I actually found a second slime chunk that is close enough to the rest of the base where we spend most of our time to actually be, you know, rendered in and able to work. So it's actually over here by our geodes, which off camera I was bored and just kind of cleaned up the area around to make these a little bit easier to farm. This was our kind of crappy geode, and then we've got our other one right over here, which is slightly better. Looks like we had an Enderman in here, but yeah, I was actually thinking, you know, if I narrow this down to maybe 2 wide, or put fence gates in the middle, and then signs on either side, or just, you know, a whole 4x3 of fence gates right here, I could actually probably flood this area and then have a little hopper line up at the top with flowing water that kind of pulls the items across. So that way, if we were to throw a conduit down in here, it would likely actually probably reach this room as well if we put it maybe like right in the middle. And then we'd be able to see underwater with the night vision, as well as, you know, mine quickly, and would make harvesting all of these a lot easier, as opposed to having to scaffold around. You could just swim around and, you know, gather them up. Kind of like what CubFan did on the current season of Hermitcraft. I really like that idea. It seems like probably the best way to go about, you know, running one of these farms. But that aside, let's see, I believe it was over on this one, I actually started digging out a nice little area, which will be our other slime chunk here. So we've got the slime chunk right here in the middle. So let's see if I can get somewhere where we can actually like see the lines. So you can see, I don't know why it does that, but you can see right there in the corner above that torch, the blue line that indicates the corner. Right there. I don't know why when I look up it does that wonkiness, but so basically what you want to do is find a slime chunk, and I used a website called Chunkbase, and let me just go ahead and hop over and see if this actually works. It would appear not. I lost my camera. So But you can see there, I've got the seed, and even without the camera, it shows where all the slime chunks are. So that's a great way to find slime chunks if you're looking for one. But anyways, back into the farm. So what you want to do is find your slime chunk, come down to Y level 20, and then I believe you dig up 8 blocks, as well as 2 blocks out on every side from the chunk that is your slime chunk. So I have not confirmed that this is a slime chunk, other than reading on the what's it called, the chunk base, that this is supposed to be one, but I have yet to see an actual slime spawn down here. I think that might be because we need to raise the roof up a little bit so there is room for them to spawn. I think they may need a 3-high space for the big slimes to spawn, because I think they're 2 blocks tall. So that might be why they're not spawning yet, but it's a relatively small farm. We're not doing the, you know, like 8 layers of slime, like digging out the entire chunk. I was not doing that again. I had it in my last Let's Play world, or my personal world, and it generated more slime than I could keep up with. So not doing that again. I figured I would just do a nice simple one, but basically I got to go ahead and start getting the rest of this room dug out. Like I said, we've got the actual chunk, and then 2 blocks out in every direction dug out. So I just got to go ahead and dig out the roof here, or the ceiling, a little bit higher, so that we can actually get the rest of this farm in. So I'm going to go ahead and get on that. Unfortunately, my beacon is like just out of range, and I'm not really trying to like deal with moving it down here. It just seems like kind of a pain, but it would appear that if I swim about halfway up this, yeah, see right here, it comes back. So I'm just going to kind of do the cheaty way of just swimming into the water right there, and then getting the buff, and then as soon as it wears off, go back and renew it. So I'm going to get on that, and we'll be back shortly with the cleared out room here. So see you in just a moment. Alrighty, so turns out you actually start at Y22 and then build up to Y28. So you should have a 7 block, 4, 5, 6, 7 block tall wall on each side, and then you've got your slime chunk in the middle, and then when you come out 2 extra blocks from every direction, you should end up with a 20 by 20 by 7 room here. And I went ahead and just decorated mine so it looks somewhat decent. It's better than having a bunch of mismatched stone all over the place. So this way, at least, you know, it kind of matches the rest of our underground, you know, tunnely system stuff we got going on. So, and like I said, we're probably not going to see the inside of this farm all that much, but I do like to just put in the effort just so you know that these walls are the walls to something, in case we come across it from the outside. If we're digging around for whatever reason, we don't accidentally puncture our way in. So next step, what you're going to want to do is come over to the corner of your chunk. So you can see right there is the blue line that indicates the corner. One outside of that, you're going to come over with some temporary blocks, and you're going to build up 4, 3, and 4, right? And then on the top half of your temporary blocks right here, you're going to place some slabs, and you're going to come out 3 blocks. So 2, 3, like so. And you're just going to do a 3 wide, 3 deep ring all the way around your chunk border, staying within the chunk. So we can actually get rid of those temporary blocks right there. We won't be needing those. But yep, I'm going to go ahead and get our 3x3 platform all the way in, and then we will start on the next step. Okay, so now at this point, you should have your 3 block deep slab, upper half slab, so it is spawnable platform around the entire perimeter of your chunk. This basically just gives the slimes a second level to be able to spawn on. So you've got basically 2 layers of slime farm. And the reason that you take out these extra 2 blocks around the entire edge of the farm is because if a slime tries to spawn on the edge block, on the edge of the chunk, but is a large slime, the fact that it would be partially obstructed in the wall will cancel that spawn. So by having 2 blocks out on either side, around up here on the top platform and of course the bottom, it means that slimes can spawn at the very edge of the chunk, and even if they are a big slime, they will still be able to spawn, and that spawn won't be canceled, so you get the maximum amount of rates. Now, what you're going to want to do is come into the center of your chunk, and you're going to dig a 4x4x3 deep hole. So let's see, I believe if you come to the edge of the, well, here, let's see. I think it's 6 blocks out from the edge of the wall here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, it's 6 blocks out from the edge of the chunk. So let's get our chunk borders back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll get rid of that one. And let's see, 2, 3, 4, and that should leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's in the right spot. So then we'll just do 2. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll get rid of those, just like so. And then this has to be 3 deep. So let's see. So that's 1, that's 2. Let's grab some stone bricks to make a nice little perimeter around this. Just because I like to keep things looking nice and clean. And then we got to go down 1 more level. Pop all these out. Just go around and take out these little extra bits so we can have everything looking nice and uniform. Fill those in like so. And then we'll go ahead and do the floor as well, just to make it look nice. And again, so that way we don't accidentally dig into this at some other point. So like so. Alrighty, so let's see if I can, pro skills. So we'll get rid of those chunk borders. So now you should have something like this. So you've got your 4x4 hole, 3 blocks deep in the center, and your platform all above. So I actually need to go and, no, I should be fine with the pickaxe, but let me go ahead and see what the next step is, and then we can go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is get this thing lit up. So an easy way to do that is to come to the, let's see, get the chunk borders back. So in the corners of your chunks on the lower end, you will place a torch on the block diagonally in, first block from the chunk corner. And then you're going to want to put 1 in the middle. And so this is an even number, so there is not technically a center block. So either of the 2 middle blocks here. So basically what I did was just count it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you can put it on the 7th or 8th block. And then you'll have that in the corner, and you'll do that on all 4 sides, and then you'll have 1 torch on each corner of the your hole in the center, like so. Then for the upper floor here, we'll just tower up briefly. You're going to put again a torch in the center, or the corner rather, 1 in the center. So up here I just counted 7 and then put 1 on the 8th block. And then another corner, then counted 7, put 1 on the 8th block, another corner, counted 7, etc. So now that you've got that done, you're going to grab some temporary blocks, and this is where we are going to do the iron golem. And you're going to, from the center, so right there from your center torch, come out 6 blocks. So Right here we've got 6. On the last 2, you will place a trapdoor on top. And then you'll notice that the gap is bigger on my left side here than my right side because I placed the torch on the right of the 2 center blocks. So because I did it that way, when I put down these 2 trapdoors next to it, I did it on the other side so they are more centered. The next step is to go ahead and get your trapdoors, and when you're standing on this corner block, you're going to just put them diagonally out like so. So this one is right there, and then this one is right there. So you've got something like that. And hard to see with the chunk borders. Let me just turn those off so you can. And then you'll come to this opposite corner and do the same thing. So one right there and one right there. And you should have something that looks a little something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and start prepping the next step, and then we'll join back up. Actually, I guess while we're here real quick, we technically do not need these 2 temporary blocks right here, so we can just go ahead and get rid of those. We'll leave these other ones just because it's going to make things easy for us here in a minute. But let me get the next step, and then we'll join back up and continue the farm. Okay, so next step, and this is actually the second take of this for me because we had a little issue, which I believe I corrected and am going to show you the proper way now. So what we're going to want to do is come up here to our platform, and so not directly above us, but on the blocks outside, we're going to put trapdoors like so, just like that. And then we're actually going to remove, not put these 2 in just yet because we need to get our iron golem in. So what we are going to do is at the back of our platform here, we are just going to block that off so you can't come out this way. And then we're going to put a temporary block there, iron block there, get rid of that temporary block, place a block there, block there, block there. So we have our iron golem, okay? And the goal here is to get him onto these trapdoors without jumping off the edge. So let's just go ahead and place that and start pushing him. He might get into place on his own. Perfect. And then we will put our trapdoors right there so he cannot escape. And he is now stuck there. We will get rid of these. You are not going anywhere, dude. That is your forever home. So he should not be able to get out of that spot since we got the trapdoors all above him. So that's good. Next, we're going to come down into our collection system or collection area, our little 4x4. And in one of the corners where you want your item pickup to be, you're going to dig down 2 blocks like so. And then you're going to just kind of make a tunnel in a direction away outside of the chunk. So I have actually dug mine over here to 326. And the reason for doing that is right here, we're at level 17. If I come back and climb back out of my hole, and we can actually get rid of that, and come over here to where we drop into the farm. And you know what? I should throw a torch up here just so you can see. But right here is, oh wait, did I mess that up? 320, so it's 325, so we overshot by 1. So what I'm going to do is just make a little tunnel this way, and we are going to have that drop down to Y level 17, where our little tunnel was there, and we should, boom, come right to it. Fantastic. And so that's going to be a little awkward. And then that happens. Okay, so let's, you know what, for the time being, we're just going to place a block there. And then I guess I can get a ladder to put here or something, but no big deal. Either way, that's the whole reason that I did that, was so I could come over here outside of the chunk and be able to get the things just from, you know, dropping down my little drop chute. So coming back over here to our tunnel, we are going to, so this is the block that we dug down to. And, you know, just because I'm OCD again, we're going to clean this up with some stone brick. like so. And we'll just go, let's go a couple blocks. And then down under here, we'll get rid of these 3 for stone bricks. Boom, boom. Perfect. And then, so come over 1 block, and we are going to start placing our collection chests, which we are going to have 3 of. And you might have to remove a couple blocks for this. That is perfectly okay. So let's see, we'll do that. And then we'll place 1 there. And see if I can do this quick enough. Jump. Bam, like so. And then grab our hoppers. And just go into all 3 of those, like so. And then basically... Did I mess this up? I did. I was not in the actual corner, so I'm 1 block too close here. So let me go ahead and just fix that real fast. So we'll grab our brick, and then we should have 3 there, and then we're going to come over 1 here. So then we need to make these brick as well, just to make sure that everything that we have built like on or around is marked. So now we should be in the corner. I was not in the corner before. So then you're going to come out 1 block and do what we basically just did, which was chests like so. I might have to, like I said, dig out a couple blocks for this. Whoops. All right, and then we can replace that. Now we can get our hoppers and put them into those 3 chests. And then we will put all of our other hoppers going into these center hoppers here. So everything works its way back to that corner point right there to drop off. So that's all looking good. And then next, I believe our Soulfire campfires will go on top of these. So we'll just hop out here and grab our soul campfires. Actually, let me just double check and make sure I didn't miss any steps here real quick. And then we will rejoin and continue and finish up the farm. Okay, so time to get this thing finished up. So what you're going to want to do is above all of your hoppers here, you're going to place a Soulfire campfire or a regular campfire. I use the Soulfire just because it takes out the enemies a little bit quicker. So we'll just get all of those placed down. Now, one thing in front of this last one above your chest here, you're going to want to place an upside down stair like so. So that way there's no gap right there for things to fall in and not get collected. And then we can go ahead and replace that block. So now we've got the farm basically done. So now what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to come back later and put some tinted glass right here just so the slimes don't come hopping through. But in the meantime, I guess we can just have some regular block that I can use as a temporary block just to fill that. Perfect. Actually, we need to get out, so I'm going to have to come through here real quick first and then pick up my things. We can just chuck our stone cutter back in our essentials box. So now, last thing actually, before we leave down here, whichever direction you've got your collection system, you're going to want to come to the edge of the chunk in the corner. And then you're going to count from right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the 8th block, you're going to back up 1, 2. And you should have room to do this outside of your farm. Right? So for me, this is at 153, 22, 321. So that last digit, we actually need to be 1 further because we need to have a 2-block gap between us and the farm. So for me, that would be 322. So basically, this block right here in the center, these 2 center blocks of the farm, is where you're going to want to mark down the coordinates down here. So for me, it's negative 153, 322, because I'm adding the 1, because it would technically be that block I want to be in. And then 152, 22, 322 again. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to, like I said before, plug this up briefly with just some temporary blocks. And then we are going to, come on, let's go. Swim out of here. For some reason, it is not letting me swim the proper way. We'll just turn the chunk borders back off for the time being. There we go. Now I can swim. We'll come back up out here. All right. And then we are going to need, let's see, do I have 124? That should be enough. Okay. So it's actually nighttime. So before we do anything else, we need to go ahead and get some sleep before I go to the surface, because it's going to be probably just infested with mobs up there. And so we'll just come up our little escape hatch here and be ready and prepared. Do a quick look around for creepers, make sure we are safe. Everything is looking good. Okay, so then we need to go to our coordinates, and if you built your farm at the same Y level that I did, and the tutorial that I will link in the description below did as well, you're going to want to go up to Y 146 for your AFK spot. So if we look at our coordinates that we had written down, it was actually negative 153 for me, so that would be right here. 146 will be the middle one, and then 322, which is where I am currently standing. So now I'm going to just go ahead and tower my way up to 146. Got a little skelly right there. We'll just get wrecked. Boo. Let's come all the way up here. All the way up. Let's see, do I have more stone? I do. Perfect. And we are almost there. Boom, 146, and then it's going to be another one there. So these are going to be our main standing platforms, and then I guess we'll just put a little kind of border around this for the time being, and then I'll come up here later and fancy this up. But I just wanted to kind of get a nice little spot there, and then we will be digging that out. And then let's see, let's go up, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so I can actually like get in this thing. And we'll make our little 4x4 platform right here, and you're going to want to stand on those center blocks, the ones that we noted the coordinates for earlier. We'll just go ahead and fill this in, and this is just to prevent phantoms from getting you while you're AFK up here. And I kind of screwed that up, but yeah, I actually got a pretty good view of all of the buildings that are coming along here. And we got this whole plains biome to do stuff with, so pretty sweet stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pillar taken out, fly back up here, and do some AFKing, and we'll see what kind of results the farm yields. Hopefully I built this in the right spot, and this episode isn't a complete waste, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I will see you in a little bit after I've done some AFKing and show you what we get, and I will take note of the time that I started and when I finish, so be right back with Alrighty, so as you can see from the time lapse there, well, not time lapse, but the camera account footage, the farm is definitely working. So let's, it's been maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Let's go down and see what kind of drops we are getting. So let's go have a gander at how this farm is doing, and it just occurred to me that I went the longest way possible. So let's go ahead and we'll just close the door right there. And we'll take the little shortcut over here. Down we go. And let's see what we turned up with. See, it'll just drop down here, and then we've got our nice little path. I can hear the slimes. And yeah, so look at that. Got 9 stacks, almost 10 in, well, yeah, 10 stacks in less than an hour, I would say. So can't complain about that. I also went ahead and gave myself some spore blossoms on the camera account, just because there's no way to craft them, and I need to download the Vanilla Tweaks data pack, if they still have it available, that lets you craft those with drip leaves and alums. But I figured, you know, it was fine to go ahead and just get myself a stack of those, because, you know, there's no way to get them in vanilla. The one other thing that I needed to do here was replace these with the and I already poked a hole. Replace these with the tinted glass. We can kind of just see in the farm without having to worry. But yeah, overall, I would say that would be a successful episode. So thanks for watching. I think we're going to end it here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell button so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Leave a comment down below. I love reading your guys' comments. Share the video with a friend if you think that they might enjoy it. And don't forget to check out my Twitch, Twitter, and Patreon. And hope to see you there, and hope to see you in the next video. You have a great day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.